you about somebody who has some intuition or some warning that keeps surfacing for them, whether it's the same song playing or maybe it's a weird quote that you haven't heard in a long time. There's something here that makes you feel like it's only a matter of time before someone that you've had quite the, I don't know, checkered past or difficult experience with, coming back around and trying to find a way back into your life. So you may be trying to make sure that you have a block in place, or maybe you're even contemplating, like, do I need to change my number? But let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. You can find it in the description box, along with more information on how to become a member and also how to find my homemade candles. Let's start off with the What's the News Oracle, because I want to know what this past happened is a reference to. For most of you, I feel like this would be a romantic, like an ex, right? That's coming back around, but it might not be that way for all of you. There could also be, you know, for some of you, maybe like a family member or a former best friend, that kind of thing. Bonnie and Clyde, ride or die, us against the world, dedicated partnership. Okay. And we got the kinky card again. Well, I do think this would be an ex. If it's not an ex, it's somebody who was a friend and didn't want to be in the friend zone anymore, so then the friendship ended. But this would be somebody who feels like the way that they remember you, there's no one that really compares to what they feel for you or felt for you. So I think you're the one that got away. Love bombing and time. So someone's going to come back around. They feel like they have waited long enough for you to maybe forget what they did wrong the last time. So they want to try to love bomb you and say all these sweet or, you know, vulnerable things because they need to get back into your energy. Haley, how are you doing? Yeah, I know, and it's a Sunday morning, feeling a little guilty there. So we have the frenemy card. There are definitely some hidden intentions. When this person comes back around, they're going to tell you that they have some problem or are stressed out, and you're the only person that can give them the right advice, or you're the only person who has a couch for them to stay on. There's some like sob story that they either completely invented or exaggerated because they want to see if they can get back into your life. All right, this is the Tattoo Tarot. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Laughlin. How we doing? Hello, Rick. Lucky number 2. What else do we have? Page of Wands, Knight of Swords in the reverse, and Death in the reverse. Yeah, they show up unexpectedly, and yet you had a feeling they were gonna, I don't know, maybe you know they just have like a cycle, and it's been a certain amount of time, so they're gonna probably try. Or you might have actually heard some rumblings or some rumors as to what this person has going on. It would really be amusing if you already knew why this person was coming back around even before they start love bombing you. Like, I know that you really want me to think that we're supposed to like be together and stuff, but also I heard you owe somebody $1,000. Is that why you're here? Just asking for science. Hello, Grindhard. How you doing today? Yeah, exactly. So, shocker of the century, your ex is coming back around to what? To lie? No. King of Wands in the reverse, Four of Swords in the reverse. This person has not learned their lessons. This person is I feel like this King of Wands in the reverse is a reference to their need for physical intimacy. And maybe for some of you, that's also like they need a place to stay. Especially if they feel like that physical intimacy is something that they could potentially, like, how do I say this elegantly? If they feel like you're missing out on that element in your life as well, and you maybe enjoyed that with them, they might try to use that. I don't know that they're going to be very successful in this, though. Oh. Yeah, I think they want to stay with you, or they want to make it seem like they want to be in some relationship. I don't think that's really what their intentions are here. I think we have somebody who needs something from you financially, or like a place to stay, or they want to leverage the connection with you in order to make somebody else jealous. But I think they're trying to put on their very best behavior in order to make it seem like you would be like cruel to not help them out or let them stay or talk to them a little bit about what's going on. They want to leverage the fact that you are a considerate person and see if they can get that to be the reason that you make a choice that's not very good. The Justice in the reverse card, this is like, let's see if I can get you to kind of like ignore the reasons why you should not do this. I don't know that they're going to be super convincing on that. Because you've already had these intuitive messages warning you about this person coming back. This is the Tarot of the Cat people. Hello, Anita. How are you doing? Hello, Gnostic. Yep. I think that's about what it is here, too. So we have the Ten of Swords and the King of Swords in the reverse. Another reference to some dishonesty here. I don't feel like you very easily see this person as an honest individual. I think when you really got to know them, you saw that almost everything they said was strategic or embellished in some way. And they're coming back around like, no. Everything's great now. I've been working on those things that you didn't like about me, and now I could be like a really good person. I swear, just believe me. But they're hoping that if you have to make a quick decision that is influenced in some way by a sob story or something that they need and they feel like you could help them with, they feel like that might be like the winning combination to get back into your life, back into your sphere. So we've got Four of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Hold back. Don't offer this person money. Don't offer them a place to stay. They are manipulating you or being dishonest about what's really going on. They're love bombing. They have hidden intentions. What are these hidden intentions? Ten of Wands, clarifying the Ten of Swords. And the Two of Wands in the reverse. They don't want to admit that they put themselves in this situation. They want to make it seem like it was happenstance, or, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened, or, you know, I was really trying to do the right thing, and then, oops, I don't know, some crazy thing in the universe happened. They want to be seen by you specifically as somebody who has been working on their healing, as somebody who has been making the right decisions, but I think you are more observant than that. And I think this intuitive message, maybe it's a dream, maybe it's a song, this is like warning you to be on guard around this person, and I think you are. I think you follow that advice. Wow, we've gotten all of the tens. Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands, Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. Well, except for, I think it's... What is number 10? I'm second guessing myself. Well, they technically change them from tarot deck to tarot deck, but now this is going to bother me. Okay, I'm going to have to figure that out. Three of Swords in the reverse, Ten of Pentacles. I think they want stability. They want a place to stay, or they want someone to like buy their food. Probably want a little bit of like physical intimacy. They're just like, who's gonna believe me if I say like I need some help, and you know, if I also love bomb them. Hello, Poor Dracula, how are you doing? Hello, Mr. Black Eyes. Hello, Kaiser. Indeed I am, Kaiser. Thank you for asking. I would agree with that, Lee. Gotta be a little bit careful. I try not to use that word, but I do think it's been overused. But I do think this is someone who's very self-interested. Hello, Jennifer. How are you doing? Hey, Prince Taurus. Do you like my outdated globe? It has countries that don't exist anymore. So you are quite right. Because, you know, all the world's a stage. So judgment and justice. That's quite the pair. Because one's in the upright, one's in the reverse. And when I first looked at this justice card, I really thought that there was no face. I thought that they had just left it faceless. But then you look a little closer and you're like, oh, you just got a little jawline, okay. But I would also point out that these are both individuals wearing a red cape, right? Thank you, Kaiser. Let me write that down for you. What's Erica's true feelings and thoughts? And intentions towards me? Pisces and a Scorpio, huh? Okay, and the connection. I got you, Kaiser. Thank you for the tip. And I think you've been here before based on your question, and I think I recognize your name too. But we are at 12 and a half minutes, and I start that usually about, let's call it like 33 minutes in, around about there. Look, I don't think this person feels like there is a super high probability that you're going to take them back into your life or be interested in helping them with whatever this is. But they are quite hopeful that they could at least get you to like kind of pause and have to like think about it and really consider the ramifications. And then leverage the love bombing in a hope that you would just kind of give in because there was too many reasons to be concerned, right? But you also have this intuition or this discernment that is warning you. This is somebody who is secretive. And you may also have someone from outside, like a social, like maybe it's an acquaintance, who tells you not to trust that person, right? Thank you, Rachel. We've got the Ace of Swords in the reverse. The Emperor and the Queen of Wands. And the Hierophant in the reverse. You know this person don't have any morals. You know this person is just fine with lying to you. You know that this person will say what they need to say in order to show up as like, oh, I'm kind of like respectful, or I feel like you could help this, right? They want to make you feel like the Emperor, like you're empowered to do something. For the last 3 cards in this row, we have someone holding up a scepter, like, I got the power. They want you to feel like you could solve something for them, but it's something that they don't really have the power to do themselves. Be cautious of people like that. People who are like, hey, here are the directions to how to like fix everything. I just don't think I can do it, but I bet you could do it. Okay. Thank you, Lee. Do you think the ex is considering custody proposal? Considering custody proposal. I got you. Thank you, Lee. So this is basically just reminding you that you are dealing with somebody who is willing to say or do whatever they need to do in order to basically like get their way, right? I'm gonna light another candle. All right. Hello, Jelena, how are you doing? Hello, Evil Spirited, what's up? Hello, John, how are you doing? Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. That means a lot to me. Riz level 0. Oh, maybe even like -20 to be honest. For those of you that saw that. It's like when somebody microwaves fish. Okay, so we have the Magician in the reverse. We have the 7 of Swords and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. This is very detestable energy, and I like to be a happy, lovey person, but holy buckets, we've got somebody who's dishonest. We have somebody who likes to manipulate. Magician in the reverse could easily be talking about somebody who likes to do the love bombing thing. And then we also have the Knight of Wands. Look, you know what? There are plenty of people who it's not even just like, I want to flirt or like be around you because I know it'll make someone jealous or, you know, just to distract me from the things that are going on. But I feel like this is someone who is a little bit obsessed with you. I just think that this is somebody who thinks they can leverage certain strategies in order to always get into your life or get you to at least consider letting them back in. And I think you see them as probably unlikely to reform their ways. You may have gotten to the point where you look at this and say, I may have loved you, or I may even still love you, but to be close to you is to be confused. To take a chance on this connection with you is to sign up for manipulation and disappointment. So I don't think that there's anything they can really say, and they feel like they can leverage how you feel in order to get what they want without realizing that sometimes people realize that you can love from a distance. Sure, I care, I want you to be happy, don't want anything bad to happen, and would have been nice if things could have worked out, but like, oh, you stay over there, I'm gonna stay over here, you know? You don't have to be with someone just because there's love there. There has to be more than that. Hello, Lemonade, how are you doing? Hello, Monkey. I mean, I feel like that's very Roman. Hello, Wow, how are you doing? We've got the Tower in the reverse and the 4 of Pentacles. So they're not able to change your mind. You're like, nope, sorry, don't have space. Or maybe you don't even answer. Maybe you just know that if this person right out the gate is just trying to lie to you or looking for an opportunity to manipulate you, then maybe it's okay if you just leave them on red or keep them blocked or not even respond. Look, I think in general, the best course of action is to be civil and respectful and not ghost people. But let's be real. Some people out here saying that it's ghosting when really you just like missed the goodbye because you didn't want to see it, right? We have this 9 of Pentacles. I feel like they're jealous because they see that you seem to be doing better on your own than you had in the past. But 9 of Pentacles is also a reference to intuition. So your ability to pick up on intentions and emotions It's improved. And you know that if you were to let this person stay at your place or get back involved in your life, that they would put at risk the things that you've been working to achieve. A better living situation, a better job, working on your finances, whatever it is, like this person would just ruin it. Yes, it does. What else do we have? We have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. So this is somebody who expects you to put down your defenses and let them back in without having demonstrated that they have learned anything from the last time when things didn't really go well between the two of you. All right, let's get a few from the Love Oracle. What else do we need to know, please? Hello, Zats. How you doing? Hello, Ryan. How are you? Thank you, Ab. What else? So the Divine Masculine card fell out. Memories, reminiscing, dwelling, bittersweet, and the Twin Flame card. Okay, well, that's why this person feels like they can just come back and you'll take them back. This is why this person feels like their connection with you is different from others, because it probably is. But this is also where what I say might differ from a lot of other channels out there. I think there are plenty of people out there who just feel like they can like capitalize or monetize encouraging obsessive behavior. Twin flame journeys, you know, they're not everyone's going through that. And sometimes I think people can view it as such just because they're so stuck on one person. I think this is somebody who's frustrated because even if you've looked at this as your twin flame, you don't feel that that is the only option that you have for romance. If this is somebody who just looks at you as someone that they can love bomb and use, that ain't real love. And that is indicative of somebody who hasn't learned their lessons on the twin flame journey. And what happens when somebody doesn't do their homework on the twin flame journey? They get replaced by a divine counterpart. Oh no, is it that bad, Zats? Yeah, there's a lot of ice out here. I'm not going anywhere today. We have stress and distance. This person is not, you know, in the same city or in your backyard, probably more so separated by different city or even state or country. And this is kind of by design. I do think that this person prefers to put obstacles or like blockades between their romantic interest and themselves due to insecurity or concern over eventually being rejected. So this is somebody who is trying to keep things secret or always left when things got serious. Because if you really know who I am, then you could probably tell me what it is that I need to work on, and then do I have to actually do that? I don't think this person is serious about doing the work. They just want to be around you for your loving feminine energy. I'm just going to go ahead and call out that there are divine masculines out there who do not look like men. There are divine feminines out there who might have a beard. These are not always aligned with the physicality or the gender, and you all have feminine and masculine energy within you. It's a little bit of a mix, right? How much wax, how much essential oil, that kind of a pairing. This is like, okay, so I don't have the ability to get that kind of loving, supportive energy elsewhere, and I also don't know how to return it. But every once in a while, when I'm having a difficult time, I really like to swing back through and let you, you know, show me some love before I run away again. And I feel like this Empress is like, no, no, no. Every time you come back around or every time I connect with you, then I feel like it was a waste of my time afterwards because then you run away again. Because you still haven't done the work that you were supposed to. So what did I say? Then a divine counterpart comes into the story. So this twin flame is being replaced. Bum, 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 bum. You gotta do your work. You can't just expect people to always be like, you know, viewing you as a soulmate if you're just over here like, oh, I'm the same as I was 20 years ago. Isn't that great? No emotional development whatsoever. I was born perfect. You know, like, where are we at? We're at 25 minutes. So a little over, well, actually about 26 minutes. A little over 5 minutes, and then we'll start with those personal questions. Hello, Michelle. Trombone. What else do we have? This is the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. 7 of Wands. Judgment in the reverse. And the Queen of Pentacles. They view you as somebody who has been much more stable or reliable than they have been. They don't understand why you even let them into your life to begin with. But I do think that they have this hope that they have this like magic over you, that they believe that things will work out with you. Hello, Nat Nat, how you doing today? I'm adding that for you. Thank you. It's a good one. And one of the ones I've had the longest. I might have actually started the channel with this one. Now that I think about it. Don't tell anyone, I totally spilled Dr. Pepper on it once. Ace of Wands in the reverse and the Hermit. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I think you've learned your lesson with this person because they acted like a clown too many times. You've gotten to the point where they have like burned through that good credit or that benefit of the doubt. And now you're just kind of like, no, I don't think it's so much that you don't know how to do these things. I think you're just selfish, you know, kind of like the, what do they call it? I'm not going to be able to think about this on the spot, am I? Where people are intentionally like obtuse, or I don't know how to do that because I don't want to do it. And it's really just like taking the trash out to the corner. This is like, I don't know how to work on myself. I don't know how to do accountability. That sounds messy. But I want to do it. Likewise. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they enjoy it. So we have Temperance. And the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. They just expect you to make things better when it's all crazy. I don't know, maybe you did really help them out some other time when they had some major issues. Maybe you were a place of peace or like a refuge, right? But Lovers in the reverse, you're like, no, no, no. We're not doing that anymore. That was when I thought that you were capable of doing the work or doing right by people. And you told me that you were going to do this. You told me you were going to do that. And then it ended up being that you did none of that. See, my poor 8 of Wands card got a little water damage there. I don't know which one of you said that you love the Minnesota accent, but like, bless you. It's a fun one to do. I still have definitely a few words that sound extra Minnesotan, but usually I'm impersonating my mom. Don't tell her. Hey, Joshua Tree, how are you doing? Oh, that sounds like a good idea. I hope it's been like recharging your batteries. So we have Justice again. Oh, I just remembered what is number 10. It's the Wheel of Fortune. So Justice and the Queen of Swords. Keep your boundaries in place. This person had their opportunity. They chose not to take it. In fact, I think they had multiple opportunities, and multiple times they were like, maybe next time. No, I'm good, thanks. Have you ever been at the post office when they have a ridiculously long line? I have a few times this month already. And then there's somebody who hasn't like finished their address or whatever they're doing, and they're like, oh, you can go ahead of me, you can go ahead of me. Sometimes there's literally people who are in line and they are putting something in like the box and they still have to tape it, and like the whole process is while they're in line. I'm like, I could never do that. But they let people go ahead of them, right? You can only do that so long. If it's 4:30 o'clock and you tell someone to go ahead of you and then you're finally ready and it's 4:35, they're gonna be like, we closed, sorry, you took too long. That's your statement right here. At least it should be, if you don't mind my saying. I'm sorry, we closed. You waited too long. Pretty sure I posted those office hours for you and you were just like, whatever, no big deal. I got some other conquests, or I got some other people I want to hang out with, or I just don't like feel like doing things because you want me to. Okay, well, I like how I dropped that. Then I guess that means like we're done here, right? They're gonna try to blame you, but I don't think it's your fault. Yeah, actually, my tarot reader said it was your fault. All right. Give me 2 seconds, personal reading, folks. I just want to pull a few from the Hidden Truth Oracle. Oh no, do we have people not being respectful in the chat? Come on, Big Phil, what you getting into? I don't even know what you said, but I'm watching you now. Yes. So we've got, will you ever make things right? I trusted you and I admire you. This is the love bombing. So you're asking, is this person ever going to make things right? Or is it always just going to be like a problem? And this person's like, oh, it's okay. We can repair this. I think so much of you. Love bombing. Look, I get it. It's really nice to hear when people acknowledge or recognize the awesome that you are, because you are awesome. But that being awesome, like, you know, heavy is the head that wears the crown, it comes with responsibility. It means that you can't let any of these like clowns sit at your table. Maybe that sounds judgy, but if they're out here with some bad intentions and they just want to manipulate you, I don't really care if it sounds judgy. You don't deserve to be around these kind of people. Oh, I see life differently now. Not by how they want to act. They're over here like, I can't wait to manipulate you. Oh, I feel so drawn to you. I just want to be with you. And yet, I can't be with you. They don't want you to know that they haven't changed. They're still non-committal. They're still going to probably ghost. They're still going to probably run away. They just want to like reconnect briefly so that you're like, someday it'll work. No. Because they're playing games. They think they have forever. And the post office closed. Or I feel like no, we're just going to leave that one alone. I don't know how to feel. I wonder how you feel. And I do love you. I feel like these are your emotions. When this person comes back around and they try to love bomb you, there's this like inner child that is ecstatic, right? Oh, you're saying the things that I was hoping you would say, and maybe this time it'll be different. But you know what the louder voice is? The louder voice is the one that says, yeah, I do love this person, but I also know that they didn't do right by me. I also know that words are nice, but they're better when they're backed up by action. And this is somebody who doesn't know how to do that. Don't give them too much of a chance to prove that, because I do feel like they think they can fool you, at least for a little bit. All right, we're going to start with Kaiser's personal question. Thank you for liking and subscribing, by the way. It means a lot to me. Hello, Cry. How are you doing? Hello, Marit. How are we doing today? Yep, 10 toes or no toes. What are Erica's true feelings? Erica the Pisces. What are Erica's true feelings for Kaiser, please? We have the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, Ace of Swords, and the Magician. I really don't like the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. This feels to me like we have someone who is indecisive. Maybe you're getting hot and cold energy from this person. Does Erica feel like love is a possibility or is a feeling for Kaiser? I feel like this is someone who's trying to make it seem like they have more interest in you than they do. I don't like that. Judgment in the reverse, Page of Cups, Ace of Wands. I feel like this is, I'm trying to make it seem like I'm more interested in you than I really am. What about the thoughts? King of Wands in the reverse. Devil in the reverse. And the Four of Swords. I think this is someone who wants to make someone else mad. I think there is someone who Erica is still perhaps talking to or interested in from the past. With the King of Wands in the reverse, this is like, I want to show somebody that I have someone else, or I want to provoke some jealousy. So intentions, Moon in the reverse, Justice in the reverse. I don't like this person. Sorry, that's probably a little harsh, but this feels to me like I am exaggerating or leading somebody on, making things seem a little bit more serious than they actually are, when in reality, it's I'm like looking over my shoulder to see if somebody else is watching me with this new person. Hey, James, how are you doing? Hello, Raul. Hello, Maharguna. How are you doing today? So what are Erica's thoughts or feelings towards the connection? Eight of Swords and Temperance in the reverse. You deserve so much better than this. What is this? Like, Temperance in the reverse is a lack of compatibility. Eight of Swords is keeping somebody with a blindfold on. So this is like, I'm trying to make sure you don't realize that I'm not actually interested in you like that, while I also look over my shoulder and make sure that other people are seeing it. I don't know if this is like I'm posting selfies on social media to make people jealous. So I have to have somebody to like get all dressed up for to go out on a date. I don't know, but this is like, I'm trying to make someone else jealous. So you deserve somebody who's actually super interested and attracted to you. This is somebody who's creating some sort of illusion. Let me just ask though, we got somebody else that's interested in Kaiser? There's someone here who's hiding an interest in you. They feel like if they say something about being interested in dating you, that it would cause drama or anxiety. So I do feel like there's a secret crush here. But I wouldn't think you want to deal with somebody who is so invested in seeing what other people think, right? Hello, Suzanne. How are you doing? Hello, Tom. How are you doing? All right, Kaiser, I'm wishing you good luck on those ventures and sending you a hug. And we've got Lee up next. Is the ex considering the custody proposal? Is the ex considering the custody proposal? That one kind of flew across the room. Strength in the reverse and temperance in the reverse. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lee, but I think the last personal question I did for you, the strength in the reverse card came out for you as well. I'm pretty sure it was the Soul Cat Tarot. Man, what what a prize. Okay. No, we still have some, like, why not continue to be completely irrational and angry and demanding? More of the same. The Chariot and the Eight of Candles or Eight of Wands. I feel that your ex is being very stubborn and is like, I want to throw this out the window. There's not a chance that I would ever agree to this. And I think counsel or somebody who has, you know, a few more brain cells to rub together, they're like, bro, take it. What are you doing? What are you trying to accomplish here? How would you change this? So it's about whether or not he decides to listen to somebody else instead of, like, you know, Fool in the reverse, Five of Pumpkins. There is some determination here to just, like, make the worst of the situation. Five of Pentacles, I feel like this is like a drum beat in the background that makes him feel like he has to keep pushing, he has to keep being difficult. I don't know if he's under some spell or if he's just, like, not good at listening to the intuition, but I do feel like he is really struggling with learning that things have changed or that there's a different path that he needs to consider. Hello, Seren, how are you doing? Did I say hello to Michelle? I think I did, but I know there's a few Michelles out there. Let's see, this is the Morgan Greer. So Lee, perhaps over time he will soften, but there are definitely people who are telling him, like, you should probably do that. Seems like the right choice. Hello, Matthew, how are you doing? Hey, April. Yes, we are on the personal questions. We're at about 43 minutes. So for Nat, we've got a request for a random. What do we have for Nat, please? Seven of Swords. Okay. Who's Seven of Swords in it? Four of Cups in the reverse. Knight of Pentacles. Chariot in the reverse. There's someone here who wants to make it seem like everything is going to plan, or they're not upset, they're not bothered, right? But with the Chariot in the reverse, this is somebody who's actually looking like they're surveying the current situations in their life and feeling very stuck. I don't know if I should go in this direction. I don't know if I should do that. We have the Eight of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. I feel like this is possibly like an ex who is now realizing that they jumped into a relationship too quickly. And they don't know how to get out of this relationship. This could be coming through for you because someone's, like, not happy in the relationship, so they're thinking about reaching out to you or flirting with you. You might get somebody who is trying to see whether or not you would potentially be a side piece. But you also might have somebody who is just going to straight up lie to you about whether or not they're in a relationship, because what they want is to feel attractive or wanted, and they feel like you might be able to deliver on that. Hello, Nandi, how are you doing? Or is it Nandifa? So we have the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, the Devil, and the Ace of Wands. So the advice here, Nat, seems to be one of caution, that there is someone who's likely going to misrepresent their intentions. Wow, the Moon was hiding underneath the Devil card. The Moon being about secrecy, and they're going to try to tell you that there's nothing wrong or that everything is just fine for the two of you to be together. This is someone who's flirting with you because they want the physical intimacy part, but they're not being honest with you about who they're currently dealing with or whether or not they're married. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. That means a lot to me. Hello, Prashant, how are you doing? Of course, Nat. I hope you have a wonderful day. Hello, Blender. So we've got Sacred is asking any post-breakup guidance for me. I just blocked my ex. Just leave it at that. Let's see what guidance we have for you. Okay, Sacred? What do we have as far as guidance for Sacred, please? We have the Magician, the Tower in the reverse, and the Star in the reverse. There is still some effort being made at trying to control you, and I feel like you know about this, but the advice here is just know that if this does impact who talks to you or who wants to be involved in your life, those people who walk away because of false gossip or, slander and don't really know you, they probably don't deserve to be in your life. But I do feel like there are plenty of people who step up and show you they want to be there for you, or they're not going to fall for any shenanigans. We have a Page of Cups and the reverse, Queen of Wands. There's something here, some activity or hobby that helps you rebuild your perception of yourself. For me, it's usually art. I do have to say candles have been really fun for me too, as far as, having a process to follow and being able to focus on that and, kind of maybe let other things sit for a little bit. There is something here that you are meant to dive into, and you may even be able to make this into a side hustle, or this may be something that enables you to meet somebody that you would really like to meet. So I feel like the advice here is really dig in on the things that make you happy from like a hobby or a skill set standpoint. Should I visit Bali before I move overseas? Let me just add this or write this down real quick. And Anna, I'll get right back to your question here. And I feel like there's just a little bit more here for Sacred. What does Sacred need to know? What is the Six of Pentacles? The Hermit. You've learned a lot about what you don't want and about who you are. It enables you to be in a better mindset to find the kind of relationship that you're looking for. So this is basically saying do whatever you can to focus on those things that you know are important, and know that there is a very healthy relationship coming your way, and like you want your shoes shined before that, or your haircut, Hello, John. Aw, I'm sorry you feel that way. I would encourage you to be more tolerant of people, because I think that's exactly what Jesus would tell you to do, right? You're so welcome, Sacred. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'm going to tackle Anna Banana's question real quick. This is the Gold Foil Tarot. So the question is, should I visit Bali before I move overseas? Should Anna Banana visit Bali before moving overseas? This is saying no. This is bad timing because there's someone, this could be about finances, but I feel like this is about health. There's someone here who doesn't have the best of health, someone who's probably important to you, or somebody who is tied to this trip. Either way, it's cautionary and saying you would probably regret it if you went on this trip. Empress, Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, Magician in the reverse. There's something that would be out of your control and very frustrating for you if you went ahead with that. Is there another opportunity to go to Bali in the future? It may mean you don't get to go. Seven of Swords in the reverse, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. But I do feel like you would regret it if you went right now because there's some like you can't really control this or unpredictable situation that happens. It could have to do with somebody's health or someone's ability to execute on whatever their tasks or obligations are. If you go, it would make you feel like you should have anticipated something a little bit better. Okay. So it might be a little bit too risky for you. And, you know, it's really upsetting because I've never been, but I've heard that it's gorgeous. But I do feel like you'll find something else. And there is something here about feeling like you made the right choice. So I think you find a way to do what you want with a little bit less risk involved, right? Maybe a closer location or something that's a little bit more of a controlled environment. Hello, Matthew. Hello, Nathaniel. How are you doing? All right, y'all, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And if you're able to hype the video, that's awesome.